Seventh. In such a breathing cosmos, time is not a rectilinear movement from a distant past to a wholly different future. Rather, time has an enveloping roundness, like the encircling horizon. It is a mystery marked by the slide of the sun into the ground every evening and its rebirth every dawn by the incessant cycling of the moon and the round dance of the seasons. The curvature of time is here inseparable from the apparent curvature of space, and indeed both remain rooted in the round primacy of place, for each place has its particular pulse. Each realm has its rhythms, its unique ways of sprouting and unfurling and giving birth to itself again and again. As the world itself turns and returns, and as indeed the best stories are told over and over again. Eighth. A world made of story is an earth permeated by dreams, a terrain filled with imagination. Yet this is not so much our imagination, but rather the world's imagination in which our participant. As players within an expansive, ever-unfolding story, our lives are embedded within a psyche that is not primarily ours. The dreamy, emotional atmosphere that permeates a story is much like the fluid atmosphere that enfolds our breathing bodies, with its storms and its calms. Awareness itself is here inseparable from the air, from the invisible medium infused with sunlight, which circulates both within and all around us, binding our life together with that of the tempest and the swaying pines. So mind is not experienced as an exclusively human property, much less as a private possession that resides within one's head. While there may indeed be an interior quality of the mind, for a deeply oral culture, this interiority derives not from a belief that the mind is located within us, but from a felt sense that we are located within it, carnally immersed in an awareness that is not ours, but rather the earth's. Ninth. Each entity participates in this enveloping awareness from its own angle and orientation. According to the proclivities of its own flesh, we inhale the awakened atmosphere through our skin and our flaring nostrils or the stomata in our leaves, circulating it within ourselves, lending something of our unique chemistry to the collective medium as we exhale, each of us thus animated by the wider intelligence even as we tweak and transform that intelligence. The rooted beings among us twist and flex in the invisible surge. Other creatures are carried aloft by the whirling currents. The denser life of rock may seem impervious to those winds, yet the creviced contours of the mountains have been carved over eons by the creativity of wind and weather. As those mountains now carve the wind in turn, coaxing spores out of the breeze and conjuring clouds out of the fathomless blue, the wild mind of the planet blows through us all, ensconced as we are in the depths of this elusive medium. However, although it is our common element, every one of us experiences it differently. No two bodies or beings ever inhabit this big awareness from precisely the same angle or with the same sensory organization and style. Since the body is precisely our interface and exchange with the field of awareness, a praying mantis's experience of mind is as weirdly different from mind as its spindly body is different from mine, and the dreaming of an aspen grove is as different from both mine and the mantis's as its own fleshy interchange with the medium is different from ours. It is our bodies that participate in awareness. Hence no one can feel, much less know precisely how the big mystery reveals itself to another. Here is another way that this might be said. Each of us, by our actions, is composing our part of the story, in concert with the other bodies or beings around us. Yet since we are situated within the story, dreaming our way through its voluminous depths according to the unique ways of our flesh, no one of us can discern precisely how that story can best be articulated by another. No human individual can fathom just how the encompassing imagination is experienced by any other person, much less by a turtle or a thundercloud or by a car door patiently rusting at the junkyard, its viridian paint flaking off in the desert heat. Our carnal immersion in the depths of the mysterious thus ensures an inherent and inescapable pluralism, and yet, although there is no single way to tell it, it is the same tale that is unfurling itself through our gazillion and one gestures. It remains the same earth whose life-giving breath we all inhabit, the very same mystery that we each experience from our own place within its depths. That's the last installment of the Becoming Animal reading. I highly suggest you read the whole book because it really deeply influenced my understanding of what it means to be alive and to be a part of this planet. I'm now living at a Zen monastery in Oregon, and I'm hoping to explore my spiritual insights with you. I know that a lot of you are subscribed because of my head shaving video from 2.5 years ago, which is amazing. I know that some of you are only here because you are fascinated by the act of a woman shaving her head, but I am hoping that some of you are here because you're interested in Buddhism and what it means to live a spiritual life. In my pursuit of exploring this spiritual path, I would really appreciate it if you could share me your insights on nature and your spiritual growth. It would be incredible to expand both of our understanding of this life. I really think there's something special happening. And through this practice, I feel like I'm a part of a great remembering. So if you have ever felt that, please let me know. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for exploring your own life. Thank you.